February is Heart Month, so all month we're going over tips to keep our hearts healthy. Virginia Mason Franciscan Health is also partnering with the Seahawks to raise awareness. Their doctor and cardiologist, Mohan Kumar, joins me now. Thank you for being here.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Yes, so please remind us the best ways to avoid cardiac disease.
It's a great question. It's easier said than done, but the common things, like common sense things like eating healthy, avoiding red meat, in significant quantities, fried food, fast food, eating more fruits and vegetables, and healthy nuts like almonds and walnuts, a handful every other day or so. Regular exercise. The American College of Cardiology recommends about half an hour of brisk walking every single day.
Okay.
Yep. And those two things are kind of the best you can do in terms of lifestyle modification. But you also want to check in with your doctor every year, your primary care doctor, to check on your cholesterol, make sure your blood pressure is okay, because those are two big things that can affect your heart health down the line.
Definitely. And who is affected then the most for heart disease?
That's another great question, one that most people have some misconceptions about. When you think about heart disease, you think about older people, but we can see heart disease in younger people as well. People that tend to have that at a younger age are obese people, people with diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. There are some genetic conditions that can cause even young people to have very high cholesterol that we previously did not have medicine for, and we now do. So if you go to your doctor every year and they can check for it, they can screen for it, they'll find it early on, and you can make investments that will help you down the line.
Yeah, so that's probably the best way to monitor your heart health is actually going in and visiting then, is that correct?
Well, that's once a year, right? So you don't want to depend on that entirely for monitoring your health. So a good thing to do, especially if you're over 30, 35 years old, is to invest in a blood pressure cuff that you can keep at home, an automatic machine. You just have to tie it to your arm and press a button. It will give you your blood pressure reading. Checking that every now and then to make sure your blood pressure is okay. Another interesting thing nowadays is with the smartwatches. I have one.
Yes.
The smartwatches can have algorithms built into them that detect when you have changes in your rhythm, arrhythmias like AFib,
right,
which can increase your risk of stroke. So they can be a little irritating because they can be wrong a lot of times, but they can be a clue, and then you can go to your doctor.
I know, so when should you see a physician? Is there like a certain, I mean, obviously probably once a year at least, but is there some signs where you should definitely go in?
That's another great question. So symptoms that would prompt you to see your doctor sooner than your usual annual visit are chest pain, tightness, or pressure, especially with activity. So if you exercise regularly, you're going to know. If you have symptoms, a breathing difficulty can also be a heart-related symptom, out of proportion with what you're doing. Like you go up a flight of stairs, you should be able to do that easily. You're having to stop halfway up to catch your breath. Palpitations, feeling your heart racing within your chest for no apparent reason. Passing out, losing consciousness, that's a big one. Those are all symptoms that should prompt you to see your doctor right away. Don't delay.
Okay, and what is the role of obesity, Ozempic, and sleep apnea too in heart health?
That's another great question. So as I said, younger people are affected by heart disease because of obesity and everything that goes with it, like diabetes and high blood pressure. So the underlying problem is obesity, right? And so how do you target that? There are lots of people who do their best with diet and exercise, as they should. That's the healthiest way to lose weight still. And they're unable to lose weight, either because of their genetics or because of their body makeup or endocrine problems. And those people will really benefit from drugs like Ozempic and Mounjaro and that class of medications called GLP-1s. They're very effective in helping people lose weight, and therefore their diabetes gets better, their blood pressure gets better. Sleep apnea can sometimes get way better to the point that they don't need CPAPs anymore. And so indirectly, it significantly reduces the risk of cardiovascular disease down the line by targeting the underlying cause.
Yeah, and we want to get to the Seahawks and your partnership with them. VMFH is raising awareness about heart health with hospital visits, right, with Tyler Lockett and Blitz. So tell me about that.
That's right. So Virginia Mason Franciscan Health has a long-standing relationship with Tyler, and he's very passionate about raising awareness about heart health in general. And he has visited our hospital in Tacoma, St. Joseph's.
So awesome.
Yeah, it's very cool, and we're glad to have him on board.
Yeah, and then you also have too the Nick of Time Foundation. Tell me about this too.
That's right. That's an awesome event. So Virginia Mason Franciscan Health partners with Tyler and Nick of Time to organize an annual event where they screen young people for heart disease. So they do a screening EKG. Up to 1,000 young people, I think, attend that. And if there's a problem with the EKG, then they do an ultrasound of the heart called an echocardiogram right after. So they can give you a diagnosis right away, and then they'll get follow-up. So they catch them young.
Thank you so much, Doctor, for being here today. We really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
And to learn more about what we discussed today, please visit the website that you see right there on your screen, vmfh.org/Seahawks.
This portion of New Day Northwest is sponsored by Virginia Mason Franciscan Health.